Stop. Stop everything you're doing right now. Put down whatever is in your hands. Pause whatever is playing in the background. What comes next is not background content. It demands everything from you. Give it that. You'll understand why in just a moment. You passed the test, chosen one. I need you to hear that and actually let it land. You carried the weight of silence when every nerve in your body was screaming to defend itself. You held your peace when the accusations were flying, and the people who should have stood with you turned the other way. You maintained your integrity when it would have been so much easier, and honestly so much more satisfying, to expose everything you knew, to let the truth detonate in the room and watch the fallout. But you didn't. You stayed. You stood. When everyone else would have crumbled, you remained. The enemy placed a very specific bet on you. He bet you wouldn't last. He bet the pressure would crack you open before the season changed, and you proved him wrong. Not once, not twice. Through a cycle that lasted longer than anyone should have to endure, you refused to break. This morning something was decided in the invisible realm on your behalf. I want you to understand what I mean when I say that, because I'm not speaking in poetic metaphor. In the court of heaven, a case that had been building for a long time was formally closed. The season of enduring, the one that hollowed you out, the one that cost you sleep and money and friendships and pieces of yourself you're still trying to locate, that season has been officially sealed, and I need to tell you what that means for what begins now. Because the transition you're entering is not what you expect. You've been preparing for relief, and yes, relief is coming, but what's actually arriving is something far larger than rest. You didn't find this video because an algorithm decided today was a good day to surface this content to your feed. You were led here. There's a difference, and your spirit already knows it. This is not coincidence. This is alignment, divine positioning. And the word that's been released over you for this next chapter is not the word you've been rehearsing. It's not survival. It's not healing, though healing will come. The word is governance. You are moving from enduring to governing. And everything about how you carry yourself, how you make decisions, how you manage your household and your assignments, all of it is about to shift. But I need to speak honestly to where you are right now, because you are not yet walking in that reality. You know you made it through. You can trace the outline of the victory, but your nervous system has not gotten the memo. At 3 in the morning, your mind is still running the scenes. The specific moment the betrayal happened, the conversation that went wrong, the thing that was said about you that you still haven't fully processed. Your body is still braced. You walk into situations that are completely safe, and something inside you is scanning for threats that aren't there. You've been wearing armor for so long that you've forgotten what it feels like to be in a room without it. You're home, but you're not at rest. You're free, but some part of you is still in the cage, and the cost has been real. I'm not going to spiritualize around it. There were opportunities you couldn't pursue, because every ounce of your energy was going toward emotional survival. There was financial momentum that stalled, because you were fighting a war on the inside while trying to function on the outside. There are people who needed more of you than you had to give, and that weight is still sitting somewhere in your chest. And underneath all of it, one question that never fully goes away. When does this really end? Not just in the situation, in your body, in your mind. When do I actually stop waiting for the next blow? I hear that question, and today I'm carrying an answer for it. Before I go further, I want to do something together. If everything I've described resonates, if your spirit is saying yes to even one piece of what I just laid out, I'm asking you to stop and pray this with me right now. Don't do it later. Do it here. Say, Lord, I receive the word that this season has been closed. I position myself for what begins now. I am not just surviving. I am being positioned to govern. Give me clarity in the next 72 hours about the next step you have for me. I am listening. If you just prayed that, leave a comment below with the word clarity and the city and state you're praying from. You are not alone in this, and I want to see where the chosen ones are standing today. Now, this state has a way out, not through more willpower, not through pushing harder or performing your way into feeling better. The way out is through discernment, and I want to give you something specific in just a moment that will help you begin walking in it. But first, I need to show you a man who was in your exact position, and what he did and didn't do in the moment of his release. Joseph. You know the story. Thrown into a pit by his own brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, imprisoned for years in a foreign land while the people responsible for his suffering lived freely. When the reversal finally came, and it came dramatically as God's reversals tend to do, Joseph was standing in front of the very brothers who destroyed his life, and he had power, full power. He could have ended them. He could have taken revenge and called it justice, and honestly, by any human standard, he would have been right to. But Genesis 50 verse 20, he said this, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good." He didn't take revenge, not because he was weak, not because he had forgotten. He didn't take revenge because he understood something about the story that his brothers couldn't see. God was still writing. The final chapter hadn't been handed over to his pain. Joseph waited, and he governed from within because he knew the narrative belonged to God. That is the posture I'm calling you into today. Now I want to give you the tool, because this is the practical gift I carry for you in this word. If you have been in the kind of season I described, if your body doesn't know how to rest, if the injustice keeps looping in your mind, if you're still braced for impact that isn't coming, I want you to do this for 3 nights in a row, starting tonight. The first step. Before you go to sleep, name out loud the specific injustice. Not in a general way, name it. The specific thing that was done, the specific person, the specific moment. Bring it into the light of your own voice. Don't let it stay as a shapeless weight in your chest. Give it language. This is not wallowing, this is accountability. You are naming what happened in the presence of God. The second step, declare surrender of the cause, out loud. Say these words or words like them. Lord, this is not mine to carry, this is not mine to resolve. You are my advocate, and I place this case in your hands. This is what the psalmist knew when he wrote in Psalm 37, verses 5 through 7. Commit your way to the Lord, trust in him, and he will act. He will bring forth your righteousness as the light, and your justice as the noonday. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. You are not withdrawing from reality. You are releasing jurisdiction. You are saying, "You fight this one, Lord. I am done carrying it." The third step, decree rest over your body. Speak it to yourself like you mean it because you do. Say, "Tonight my body rests. The battle is no longer on my shoulders. I lie down and sleep in peace." That language comes from Psalm 4, verse 8. "In peace I will both lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety." Do this for 3 consecutive nights. 3 nights. Don't skip one. Don't rush through it. And watch what begins to shift. But I need to be honest with you about something, because I don't want to leave you with only a key when what you actually need is a house to walk into. A single tool, however good it is, does not replace a system. The tool I just gave you will help your body begin to come down from the state of war it's been living in, but there is a larger work to be done, and you know it. Because the transition you are in, from surviving to governing, requires more than rest. It requires a new operating system. Here is the thesis I want to plant in you today, and I want you to carry it. You do not need more strength. You already have more than enough strength. What you need now is wisdom to govern. Read that again. You have already proven that you can endure. The last season tested that, and you passed with everything you had. The next season is not calling for more endurance. It's calling for discernment. It's calling for the capacity to read situations clearly, to make decisions that are anchored in something deeper than emotion, to govern your mind, your household, your assignments from a place of settled authority rather than reactive survival. The war is over. What begins now is not survival. It is governance. Govern your mind. Govern your decisions. Govern your household. Govern the resources God has placed in your hands. And to govern well, raw strength is not enough. You need what Solomon asked for. You need discernment. That is not a passive gift. It is a cultivated capacity. And I have something specific for those of you who are ready to build it. What I've prepared is not another devotional. It is not another list of scriptures to read before bed. The Solomon Code is a 3-movement path built specifically for chosen ones coming out of a season of warfare and stepping into a season of governing. The first movement is diagnosing the breaches, the specific places in your thinking and your decision-making that the enemy has been exploiting, named and dealt with. The second movement is quieting the soul, a process, not an event, that addresses the nervous system level patterns that keep you braced, even when the danger is gone. The third movement is a daily decision protocol anchored in the book of Proverbs, designed to help you move from reactive to governed in the choices you make every single day. You don't need to be a theologian to walk through this. You don't need 10 hours a day. You need to be willing. You need to be the one who says, "I'm not staying in survival mode one day longer than I have to." If that is you, go to the pinned comment below. Everything you need is there. Don't scroll past it. Don't save it for later. A postponed decision is often a decision that never gets made, and you've been delayed long enough. Now, before I go, I need one more thing from you, because this word was not only for you. Somewhere in your network, there is another chosen one who is still in the middle of the season you just came out of. They are still asking the question, when does this end? And if you send them this video, it might be the answer they receive today. Become the seed for someone else's breakthrough. Share this. That is a prophetic act. That is how the silent army moves. Tell me where you're standing. Drop your city and state in the comments below. And let's decree it together. It's over. It begins now. May the wisdom from above be your foundation today. May your soul find the rest it has been fighting toward. May the Lord himself be your peace in the night hours, and may you wake tomorrow with the clarity of someone who knows exactly who they are and exactly where they are going. I'll see you in the next encounter.